guys. So it is currently August 19th. It's Wednesday. So 4 days post show, and I wanted to share some of my thoughts about how everything went. It was about like an average size show, not big, not like super, super small. And I knew that going into it. One of you guys asked me if I knew it was small, but it was really not that small. There were a few smaller classes, and what they do is they divide up the classes into height. But they don't have like an athletes meeting in the morning where they give you your number and your class. What they do is they give it to you. You sign in, you get your height checked, and then they give you your number and tell you your height class based on just whatever height classes they have at that time. So what they should have done is had everybody check in, whatever, get your little bracelet that they give you, the ugly neon colored thing. And then had like an athlete's check-in in the morning and then told you your height class. So they should have divided up the height classes more evenly. There were only 2 girls in my class, and I wasn't happy about it at all because you go, like, I cut for like 14 weeks. I was in prep, and or even if it was like 8 or 12 weeks or whatever it is, like you're busting your butt to go and get first or second place by default. Like it's not even really earning your place. And to me, I don't even care if I was like 8th place. I want to earn my place. I don't want to. And then like having a first place trophy, which I got first place, it just doesn't mean anything. So when people ask me how I do, I'm just like, well, I got first place, but it was only out of 2 people. So it's not about like beating a bunch of other people. It's just about earning your place. And it is subjective, and I knew that going into it. And you just never know what the judge is really looking for, or how they're placing people and things like that. I will say that a lot of the girls were really nice, and so that was fun. It was fun to compete in overall against the other first place competitors in their height classes, and I wish we would have gotten footage, but I didn't remind my husband to do that, and he didn't do it on his own, so we don't have any footage of that. But it seemed like it was close because they had us walking back and forth a lot, and they usually don't do that unless it's close. And it wasn't just like we walked back and forth once. I swear we did it like 3 or 4 times. And so that was fun. And then they had us scoot together. And at one point when we were like turning, like my boobs hit with another girl's boobs. It was just funny, and it was just fun because you're just out there. But like that is part of the fun. And so to go up there with 2 girls, and we each got our stage time, and that wasn't rushed and everything, but it's like me and her, and that's it. And that just takes some of the fun out of it. And Texas Shredder is by far my favorite competition. It was my first competition, and I just felt valued as a competitor by the people that threw that show. And Dave Gooden, who no longer throws NPC shows anymore, but he switched over to a natural division. But we had shirts, we had a competitors meeting where everything was explained. They took time with us, and then they cared about, they divided up the height classes better, and it was a larger show, but still, we weren't able to we walked out in 3s, I think, because it was such a big show. So we didn't get our stage time, but that's better than only having 2 people in your class. And like, what if that other girl didn't compete? I would be the only one in my height class. That's just, it's just not cool at all. And it really discourages me from wanting to compete again. My other thoughts, aside from the actual show, is that a lot of the girls are just really, really serious and want to be IFBB pros. And to me, there's not money in it. It doesn't really do anything for you. You achieve your personal goals, but becoming a pro and spending the money on national competitions and then pro competitions, unless you're sponsored, which I don't even know if that's really worth it. You're giving up a career in life to make money, have a retirement, and I don't know, like What about your education? What are you going to do with your fitness? Are you going to be a personal trainer? Are you going to have your own gym? Like there's other things to be thinking about. You have a family, and it really does impact your family. And I guess I can hit on that a little bit. I felt like my husband said, I was a little bit more absent. It was tough for me. I competed. My first two shows that I competed in, I coached myself. I didn't, and that's another thing. I guess I should compare and contrast that experience. So I'm glad I had Mark as my coach. I'm glad and grateful that he gave me like my best package. I don't know that I could have gotten there without him because of the head games that I play with myself and not like cutting down super low and things like that. He had me ready, I feel like 4 weeks out. I feel like I could have brought the same package 4 weeks out. Maybe, intensified it, maybe 3 weeks, maybe intensified it just a little bit more towards the very end. So maintaining a super lean package and already beating my last package for 4 weeks was rough. I was just like, I just wanted to be here. I grew really impatient. Like cutting my macros, like it just was like, I'm done. I am done. I don't want to maintain this anymore. I just want it to be like this weekend. I was just over it. And I said my last prep that I did not want to do a 14-week prep again. I was wanting to do like 8 weeks and then just like hit it hard. But in the long run, hiring a coach and not knowing what he was going to do, I wanted to start early, but he dropped me faster than I would have dropped myself. He increased like my cardio and stuff like that more than I would have increased it myself. Again, brought my best package, but still, even like with hindsight, I wouldn't have done that for myself. I think a gradual, longer process is better. And even if I did a 14-week prep again, I would decide to do it on my own and do it gradual. And I learned a lot from having him as my coach, how my body reacts, dropping like we did, cardio and the impact that brought, types of food and everything. But giving up the control is hard for me, and I really like having the control. I like being my own coach. I don't know how it would go if I competed again and I coached myself. I think it would go better than the first 2 times. But like I binged out this time and finally having control and doing what I want to do and just like binging and craving and just feeling really restricted for an extended period of time. But when I coached myself, I was restricted, but it was for a shorter period of time, and like I was in charge, and I didn't binge. I didn't crave anything after. I didn't gain water after. I gained like 9 to 10 pounds of water this time within 2 days, and that was crazy. I wasn't crazy big, but I could see it in my stomach. It looked so weird. And then like my feet were swollen. That's where I noticed it the most. And it wasn't until today that I feel like I'm a better weight. I'm like, I guess stage weight was probably around 116 and I'm 122 this morning. So still, 6 pounds heavier than my stage weight, but I want to be like 120-ish pounds. So I only have a couple more pounds to drop before like I want to maintain. So like I feel better at this point. But it just, I didn't water deplete really with Mark, and I didn't like do any like major carb depleting. I was just on a low macros for a long period, like a longish period of time, and then I binged. But still, I just don't feel like I should have gained that much water, and I just feel like there's a healthier way to go about it. And competitions just in general, the typical approach just isn't very healthy. You do gain weight after a competition. If you're not gaining weight, it's because you're not, eating more. And typically macros for competition aren't sustainable macros, and you should eat more and you should gain more weight, not a ton of water weight like I did. But I was just telling my client this morning that if I have bikini competitor clients, it's going to be different for you. It's going to be healthier. You're going to be ready. I'm not going to take clients that aren't ready. You need to have somewhat of a presentable package to start with, and then slowly decrease that a little bit more and get real tight and get stage ready. And then you'll gain a little bit more, but you're not going to binge. You're not going to gain a ton of water. You're not going to crash diet. I'm not going to do that to people. I'm just not. I want it to be healthy mentally and physically. And if you don't want to do it that way, then I won't coach you. And that's that. So I just feel like it's, competing in general is not healthy. And I listen to these girls and I'm just like, this isn't a healthy lifestyle. Like, what are you doing? I don't know. I guess it's hard to explain. You just have to experience it. But yeah, I'm not sure that I want to compete again, and I will cut again, and I will share that with you. I'm going to maintain for a little while, work on some strength, and then start bulking when I feel like I want to bulk. Don't really have a time frame for that, and then I will cut after my bulk again, but it'll be like a really lean bulk, and it'll be a reasonable cut, more like lifestyle cutting. And then if I want to get down, I don't know, I was thinking like maybe have a photo shoot in the future. I don't know what I would want to do with the pictures is the thing, and how much money it would be. Or maybe there is a competition in my future. Maybe I will do a national competition. I don't know. But we're going to be in Hawaii probably March of next year because my husband's military and we move around a lot. And so that would mean flying to Vegas or something like that for nationals next year. And it's like a lot of money. So I don't know if I want to spend all that money on that. There's also, me and my husband need to talk about whether or not we're going to have a third child. So I might be getting pregnant, and that will definitely put this channel on a spin in a different direction. It'll be more of like a fit pregnancy type channel for a minute, postpartum fitness and stuff like that for a minute. And then maybe a show after that to really get off the baby weight and, get that body back. And if I don't do that, I've shared this before, but I have breast implants. I've had them for 10 years, and they're saline because I was, younger when I got them. And I think that's the law. You only can get saline. I think I was like 19 and I'm 29. So ready for silicone. I don't like saline. I'll go like a little bigger, but not much because I feel like my size is fine, even though I'm relatively small for somebody who gets implants, especially competing. They're all like in your face and up in their necks and just craziness. So if I end up doing that next year or whenever, and that's if I don't have a baby, then I would be taking some time off of lifting for a little bit, which I don't want to do. But yeah, those are just some things that I'm thinking about that are up in the air. So we'll just see. If nothing else, I'm going to get stronger. I'm going to do a little bulk and do a little cut. So those are the plans for now. Yeah, I was really down, guys. I was really down and like borderline depressed after the competition. And it wasn't even like about my body. It was like being disappointed in myself, just the experience, and I just wasn't what I wanted it to be. And now I just don't know if competing's for me. And I hate to like leave it on that note. Like I want to leave it on a more positive note. Like one reason why I would want to do another show is to like have a better experience. Not only with prep, because it was drug out and I was just ready for it to be over. I would do maybe a shorter prep and then just maybe a bigger show just to like ensure that I get more people in my class and earn my placement. First place is kind of hard to beat though. So it would definitely be just like beating my last package and maybe shooting for a goal of top 3. And then what else? Yeah, I mean, I just don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. But those are my thoughts post-competition. And it was a learning process, both positive and negative, and definitely opened up my eyes to what competing is really about and what it is for other girls and what I want it to be for me and what I want it to be for my clients. And so really want to take my name, Carissa for Health on Instagram, is that for a reason. And it's mentally, it's physically, and I don't want my girls to be lost after a bikini competition. And I feel like a lot of the times coaches just leave you hanging. And I don't want that to reflect badly on Mark, because he did, ask me how it went, and he offered his services for post competition, to help me get back on track. But I think we need to prepare our clients for what's going to happen later. And if you do it the right way, then you don't even need to worry about weight gain, like a ton of it, or a ton of water gain, or anything like that, and like set them up for a plan after their competition, and what you think that they should do and what their next goals are. So that is that. And the next day, actually, I went to Super Training Gym, and I'll have a video out for that if I don't already have it out. And that was awesome. That like made my weekend. That was the highlight of my weekend, and I'm so glad that I had that experience along, especially right after my competition. He critiqued Mark Bell owns Super Training Gym. He has the Slingshot. Check him out on YouTube. It's Super Training 06, and they have like a lot of instructional videos, and they go to like other gyms and do like little seminars, and he's just an awesome guy, good guy. He critiqued my deadlift and my squat, and I took a lot from that. I'm trying to remember everything, soak it all in, and apply it. And then just really motivating to get stronger and do things right and do things better. Always trying to do things better, even if you're like, making steps towards your goal, if there's a better way to do it, why not do it better, And so really trying to learn from that experience as well. And it was just a lot of fun. So we'll see what happens next, guys, and I will catch you next video.